So what's your favorite chapter or part of the book?
I've had fun. You know, it's been fun for me because I got to incorporate a lot of things that are important to me. So I've been working, for instance, with the amputee blade runners for the last 5 years. And I got to talk to some of my friends that are here and say, this is what you've taught me about humility. Help me with this piece. And to kind of tell their story a little bit. I'm a big fan of Pat Tillman. And so love reading about him. He actually played football when I was kind of playing football at the same time. And so I'd always kind of followed him from afar. But his story is amazing. And I got to write about and do some research on him and incorporate that into the book. And so things like that have been really fun. I think 40AU, my friends in 40AU are in the back here. The very last 2 pages, guys, are all about, you know, the spirit of this company, really, which is, you know, Dwayne came up with a concept. He's here somewhere. They're pointing to, there he is, right? So for those of you that don't know what 40AU is, so it's 40 astronomical units. So it's the distance that the Voyager 1 spacecraft took, the furthest picture of our solar system. That's interesting. But it is, really it was an essay that was written called The Pale Blue Dot. And that Carl Sagan, he was the astronomer who kind of convinced NASA to turn the spacecraft around and take the picture, because he thought, gosh, we could get this really cool photograph of all the planets in the picture, right? And it had never been done. And so he wrote a really nice essay. If you've never read it, go look up The Pale Blue Dot. And it's this concept of, at this distance, you can have perspective on what you're doing. You can, you know, the Earth is this tiny little pixel, and yet we fight and we squabble and we kill each other over it all the time. And so when you're at this distance, it reminds you to have some perspective, be humble about what you do. And so we try and incorporate that spirit into how we write code and things like that. And so it's been fun to kind of tell stories that have meant a lot to me and incorporate them into the book. So I don't know if there's a favorite chapter, but
Well,
I don't know.
that's great.